I carried many identities, just as we all do. I'm the second daughter of Indian immigrants, a woman of color, a partner, an educator, sister, a friend, a mentor, and a diversity practitioner. We often think of the word practitioner associated with the field of medicine. I and many of my colleagues and friends use this word to describe ourselves as we steward the pursuit of equity and inclusion in our independent school spaces. So, yes, I am a diversity practitioner, but at my core, I'm a practitioner of love. Practicing love guides my thoughts, actions, and life outlook. It's why I've dedicated my life to a career in education focused on nurturing young people's authentic sense of self. It's why I live my life in community with others, caring for my family and chosen family, and letting them care for me. The practice of love is beyond a feeling, beyond an emotion, or saying the words, I love you. Practicing love is work. Like many of us, I've listened to countless songs about love, watched plenty of movies about love, and seen public figures talk about love as their guiding force. I've learned about the 5 love languages and read books that have expanded my definition of love. But for me, there's been one person and one experience that have taught me the most about the practice of love. My late father's name was Prem. The word Prem means love, and my dad was truly the embodiment of love. He practiced it daily. He showed up for his community, his family, his friends, his colleagues, and anyone he considered to be his people. And he had a lot of people. He reminded us all that sometimes love is simply being there, to listen, to pay your respects, to laugh together, to learn together, to not turn away from one another in times of conflict, to enjoy life together. When he was in conversation with you, he would make you feel like you were the only person in the room, listening intently, focusing on your words, caring for you in the moment. He would speak to you with eye contact, ensuring that you felt centered and seen in that conversation. He lived life fully, explicitly displaying affection to those he cared for, creating a connected community around him through socializing and curating events to bring folks together and celebrate milestones. He showed me what a rigorous practice of love meant both personally and professionally. Dedicating his professional life to healthcare on the south side of Chicago, being the cornerstone of our nuclear and extended family, mentoring medical students, and leading in community spaces. He extended himself for others while also allowing others to extend themselves for him, reminding me of the mutuality of love. When I was 16, I attended a national diversity conference for high school students in independent schools called the Student Diversity Leadership Conference, or SDLC. This conference was the first time I fully saw myself in all of my identities. I stepped into a community of young people and adult facilitators committed to equity and inclusion through the lens of love. I was affirmed in my uniqueness, reassured that being different was something to be celebrated. My story was valued and validated, and I was encouraged to reflect on myself and connect with others. SDLC taught me that love transcends race, gender, age, socioeconomic status, religion, sexual orientation, ability, and so many other aspects of identity. SDLC reminded me that the rigorous practice of love would transform ourselves and our school communities. After attending this conference for 2 years, I joined the faculty to help facilitate this conference for high school students after me. Being part of this conference is the most important experience in my life. I have found my chosen family in my fellow faculty members and continue to practice love through conversations about equity, inclusion, and justice. And it was the people in that space, my chosen family, that showed up for me most when I lost. The practice of love isn't abstract for us. It's getting on an airplane from the East Coast to attend a funeral in Chicago and flying right back to the East Coast 6 hours later, only to start facilitating this conference for young people the very next day. It's checking in when grief takes over, holding space for the worst days and misplaced anger. Through my dad and through SDLC, I've learned that love is a practice. It is present. Love shows up in physical ways, emotional ways, and figurative ways. Love makes you feel seen and heard. My dad taught me this first, and this was reinforced through my SDLC experiences. It is revolutionary. Love has the power to change systems. Justice movements and leaders talk about the transformative power of love, and I have seen this firsthand through SDLC. It is accountable. Love tells us when we're not at our best. Love reminds us of our best and holds us accountable to reflection and repair. It is careful. The practice of love is full of care. It is a hug or a moment of eye contact when you need it. It's attentive and meticulous. Love makes you feel affirmed and valued. It's about caring for yourself just as much as you're caring for others. It's transcendent. My father's love still buoys me and influences how I show up in the world, even though his physical presence is not with me. My SDLC chosen family lives all across the country, and their love is with me daily as well. It is intentional. Love says, I created this space with you in mind. Or I did this because I knew you were coming. It is connected. Love links us to one another and to ourselves. Love creates and sustains community and allows us to more deeply understand ourselves. The connected practice of love is about both giving and receiving love. And it is explicit. I learned to explicitly speak the word love to those I love and show love through my action. As a partner, friend, sibling, and chosen family member, I practice love with my loved one. As an educator, I practice love with my students. And as a practitioner of love, I practice love with myself. I show up, I hold people accountable, I'm intentional and connected. I explicitly name love as my motivation and driving force. So as you think about your work, your identities, your core values and guiding principles, I challenge you to engage in the work of practicing love. Remember that love goes beyond an emotion or the phrase, I love you. It's work. It takes repeated action that is present, revolutionary, accountable, careful, transcendent, intentional, connected, and explicit. The practice of love is also about graciously receiving it. When we fully embrace the rigorous work of love, we welcome it from others and ourselves just as much as we show it to others. I hope you'll incorporate this framework, the practice of love, into your daily life.